The mainstream media will, and they will make you consume trash.
Absolutely. You nail it again. Episode after episode after episode. You always nail it, Annika.
Thank you for the enthusiasm. I really appreciate it.
Choose your hard. Being disciplined with nutrition and training is hard, but being overweight is harder. Saving money is hard, but being broke is harder. Choose your hard.
Your mind cannot tell the difference between reality and imagination. So you can actually fuel your mind with whatever you want, and you will believe it. The more you try to argue with someone, the less likely you are to convince them of your perspectives.
Because the most persuasive people don't argue. They observe, listen, and ask questions. Like me and Annika and the GOAT himself, Joe Rogan. Welcome, everyone. What if the more you know, the less you understand? What if the very act of seeking truth leads us into contradiction? Paradoxes aren't just logical puzzles. They are mirrors held upon the limits of reason itself. Get ready to think in circles, and maybe never think the same way again. Let's get started.
But first off, let's start with the definition. A paradox is a statement, situation, or concept that seems to contradict itself or defy common sense, but might still be true, or reveal a deeper truth upon closer examination. The reason we're making this episode is to reflect together with you, to dig deep within ourselves and to view things from different perspectives. Truth is an important thing to find, but very often it is hidden. So you have to look for it and explore it. We cannot promise to give you the truth in every statement here. But, as the definition says, we hope to reveal a deeper truth about some paradoxes in life. These lessons might help you through hardship, they can help you find comfort in tough times, or perhaps be more philosophical about the tests that life throws at you. So, Joakim, do you have a statement for us so we can enter the philosophical mood together?
Yes, I actually have that. Life is easy when you live it the hard way, and hard if you live it the easy way. This is a good one. One I have come to realize is true. It reminds me of the saying, choose your hard. Being disciplined with nutrition and training is hard, but being overweight is harder. Saving money is hard, but being broke is harder. Choose your hard.
Absolutely. Those are great points. And I have one that has the same message, actually. Because everyone must choose one of two pains. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret.
The more afraid you are of death, the less you'll be able to enjoy life. Life shrinks and expands in proportion to one's courage. You can either waste time worrying about loss or concentrate on what's left to you. Yes, this once reminds me of what we were talking about in the Stoic episode. We suffer far more in imagination than in reality.
And one that for sure humbles us. The more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know. Embrace lifelong learning.
The less you care about others, the less you care about yourself. And the more you are able to love yourself, and the more you are able to love others. And it's so important to work on yourself and become the best version of yourself, as we talk about all the time in the 101% podcast. The recipe is to listen and do the things we recommend in this podcast. Listen and then do. That's the tricks.
The more you want something, the less likely you are to have it. And I want to reflect a little bit about this one, because I think that it is not always true. I think that manifesting is real. So if there's something you really, really, truly want, and you think about it all the time, and you're kind of obsessed, you throw yourself into it, and you do everything in your power to reach it, many, many times, you will. Because the power within you is enormous. But also, I think that sometimes you shouldn't force things. God's plan is always the best. He is the best of planners. And sometimes what you want and what you truly wish for is not what is meant for you, and it's not what is best for you. So I think that this is a statement that can be true or false. It all depends on what your plan is and what you want. And yeah.
The more you fear a negative, the less likely it is that a positive will manifest. And a very similar one, the more concerned you are about a problem, the less connected you become to the solution.
The more afraid you are to fail, the more likely you are to fail. And this reminds me of a lesson a coach once told me. When you focus on something, it becomes reality. If you say to yourself, don't miss, don't miss, don't miss, right before shooting a shot in a basketball, with a basketball, for example, you're very likely to miss. But if you say, I will make it, instead, you signalize winning to your mind. You signalize confidence, faith, all of these good things, which will make you a lot more likely to succeed with that shot. And that goes for everything. Winning becomes reality when you dare to manifest it. And if you only think about the fear of losing, that is probably what's going to happen for you.
Yes, because you became what you think about.
That is for sure. And I think that you're very good at this. When you enter training, you go into a zone in the car. You fuel yourself with music, good thoughts, good self-talk, and I can see it in your body language. And you have this good body language all the time, but it seems like you're even more focused about it when going to training or going to these important kind of things. And then you fuel yourself with successful thoughts. You become a very successful mind, and you go in there and you crush it at the trainings every single time.
Yes, that's totally right. I do that because I prepare my mind, to have a good training, to give it all. And then I always give it all because I have create and see what I'm gonna do and make myself ready for it. Even if it's some day I have not so much energy, I forget everything, and when I go in the zone and I deliver.
I think it's awesome, and it's extremely powerful because you choose what you feed your mind with, and then that becomes the reality. Your mind cannot tell the difference between reality and imagination. So you can actually fuel your mind with whatever you want, and you will believe it.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a superpower that we have been gifted with, so we shouldn't throw that away. Why tell ourselves all the time that we're not good enough, or we're afraid of this and this and this? Because then we are actually extremely self-destructive, and we're taking away great opportunities in life.
Yeah. Gaining control lies in your ability to let go of it.
The more you try to impress people, the less impressed they will be. And I just have to be honest with you. When someone comes up to me and they tell me how great they are, how good they are at their work, how good they are at this and this, I am not impressed, and I am not convinced at all.
Yeah, because let the action speak, not your word. If you're gonna impress or you're gonna say you are something good, you don't need to tell anyone. You just show them the result by doing your action.
Definitely. Action speaks louder than words. And if someone have to come up and tell me with words and kind of convince me that they're good, my question is, why do you have a need to do that? Because your actions will probably not back up your words. Is that why?
Yeah, that's right. If you are so good, why you need to convince that you are so good?
That is true. And once again, well, every time we're back to this point with personal growth, because when you work very well on yourself, you have your ego under control, you have your confidence, you don't need to tell anyone that you're good because you know that you are. And that is enough for you. You don't need the affirmation of other people around you. And that's when you become truly great.
Absolutely. The only certainty is that nothing is ever certain.
That was a deep one. Can you repeat it, please?
No, I only say it once.
Oh.
The only certainty is that nothing is ever certain. And another deep one, since we're in the deep end of reflection now, the only constant is change.
Wow. These paradoxes really humbles me. And they make me wonder about life and about us and about hardship. Do you have some more for us, my brother? You can keep them coming, please.
Yes, I always have a bank of valuable things to share. Let's talk about some more personal ones. The more you dislike a trait in someone else, the more likely you are avoiding it in yourself.
I think that is one that very often comes true as well. I think that personal development helps people to be more humble, honest with themselves, and true to others. Personal development is mandatory for each and every individual to work on. And if you don't, you will fall short of yourself. And speaking of this statement you just read for us, my experience is that people that don't work on themselves usually become very bitter and negative and judgmental, and judging people for all kinds of things, but not looking in the mirror to evaluate their own characteristics, which, funny enough, often seem to be the exact same flaws as they dislike in other people.
You have to go look in the mirror sometime.
That is very true. Always start with the man in the mirror.
Yeah.
Oh.
The more you fail, the more likely you are to succeed. And the more something scares you, the more you should probably do it.
The more you try to argue with someone, the less likely you are to convince them of your perspectives.
Because the most persuasive people don't argue. They observe, listen, and ask questions. Like me and Annika and the goat himself, Joe Rogan.
Growth takes much longer time than you think, and then it happens much faster than you ever would have thought.
You can only have a happy relationship if you are happy being yourself.
You have to put in more effort to make something effortless. And this is something I've thought about very many times with the kind of hustle we have built upon many, many years. Because the time that I have been functioning best in my life has been the times where I've been mostly busy. Like, for example, when I was going to high school, I woke up at 5 o'clock to train strength and conditioning. I was running out in my neighborhood, or I was lifting weights down in the basement. Then I got ready for school, had a full day of school, and then I went straight to training, either volleyball or track and field after school. Super busy, but never tired, never exhausted, because that was the habits I had. And also when I was studying, taking my social work degree, as well as working and fighting and being a full-time athlete, like the times that I've been super busy, I'm just very disciplined. And then it's not difficult to keep that pace up. And I often think about you. You have this hustle now in everything that you do. You just hustle more than anyone I know, than anyone I've ever met. You just put in tremendous amount of hours in this business for once, but also in your relationship to your daughter, being the best father you could possibly be, the best brother, the best son. Like, you just score in all of these areas, and you put in tremendous amount of hours in having good habits, which means leading up to good sleep, from the very first thing you do in the morning to lead up to the sleep you will have the following night. All of these things. And it seems like it is easy for you. It seems like it is effortless because you've already done it for so long. You've already built up to it. Do you know what I mean? Like, for you, it has probably been hard and some sacrifices along the way, but now it seems effortless. I don't know. Am I right? Or is that how you view it? Or
Yeah, that's totally right. For now, it's easy. Because it is like you say, for so many years, I have pushed myself. I have been so disciplined with myself and pushed myself so hard for so many years that it is easy now. I train my mind to have full control of my mind. So when I gonna decide something, I gonna do it, and I use discipline to do it. And I plan the day before. I gonna do like this, and then I go for it. I do it consistent all the time, and then it's much more easy because I stay inside the circle already. So you just have to build up your routines and your mindset and become disciplined, and then you conditioning your mindset, and things will be easy. It will be hard for a period, yeah, but when you have done it for a while, everything will become more easy.
But in hindsight, looking back at it, has it been hard building that routine for you?
Yes, it have. Because of course, yeah, it's more easy and more chilly. You just sit on your phone, look something funny, and sit in the bed, eat candy or something. It's much more funny to do that than to go out to push yourself. So it have been hard for me too. But I know if I do the hard things, as we talk about in this episode, you have to choose your hard, yeah?
Yeah.
But I choose my hard because, of course, if I'm not disciplined and I training, I have good nutrition or something, I'm gonna be overweight. I'm gonna be lazy. I'm not gonna have so good relationship, and I'm not gonna teach my daughter these things, and I'm not gonna work so hard, and everything will collapse. So it's very important.
Definitely, and extremely right what you say about choose your hard. And this, as we mentioned earlier now, you choose either pain or regret, or you choose the pain of discipline, which you have done for a very long time, but at least you didn't choose the pain of regret, because that has to be more painful.
Absolutely. So choose the right one. And you have to slow down to speed up. Slow downs give you the time to deliberate with your action. So you can slow down, reflect, think about things, and make you a plan. Then you go hard for it. And everyone can achieve so much more in life that they think they can. So just start.
You have to lose money in order to make money.
The more news you consume, the less well informed you are. And that's totally right.
101% correct, I would say.
This one, Annika learned me this one, and that's so right. Because it's so much information out there, especially from the news, that you cannot believe.
Yeah.
And just for occupy your mind and distract you from the real things. So this was a powerful one.
Definitely. And the thing is that I think our school system and our mainstream media is built to make us soldiers, in a way, of a very
independent
quiet
thinking.
Yeah, to take us away from independent thinking and to just make us think exactly what we read, what we hear. You're supposed to to only think in this one certain way, so you don't ask questions about the source, or is this true? Does it even seem possible? You're not supposed to ask any questions. You're just supposed to consume and consume. That's why I don't consume the mainstream media or news anymore at all.
Smart decision of you. Me, I between 3 minutes to 5 minutes every day, I read the news. Just to, but not more. Yeah. only if something important, because it's nonsense. Yeah, it's so much negativity, so much things that not is interesting. So I would like to stay positive and focus on the positive things.
Yeah.
And I just get, every time I read the news, it look like the world gonna end tomorrow or like this. It's only negative thing, but I know it's so much positive things that happen out in the world. Then I just go to other places and hear positive things.
Yeah, that is so much better. I don't even use a minute on it, because even the headlines just make you think that everything's about to end, and they paint the bad guys as the good guys and opposite, So I just distance myself completely, because what happens then is that you have room for good things. You have room to go into Instagram and find good people to look up to or good information. So everything is a choice. If you don't choose what you consume, other people will. The mainstream media will, and they will make you consume trash.
Absolutely. You nail it again. Episode after episode after episode. You always nail it, Annika.
Thank you for the enthusiasm. I really appreciate it. I have very strong opinions about this, actually. I have said it a couple of times before, but I just think it is extremely important to be kind of critical, to ask yourself questions, and to ask questions all the time, because you shouldn't just swallow things raw and just don't even reflect upon what it is. You would never, if you had a blindfold on, you would never open your mouth and let someone feed you. So why do you go around in the world with a blindfold on all the time and you just listen and kind of swallow things raw? I don't understand how people do it.
That's the way to do it, ladies and gentlemen. The Annika way.
The Annika way. And another paradox for you is the Icarus paradox. I think it is from Greek mythology. And he had crafted wings, but he flew too close to the sun, so they melted, and he fell to his death. You can look up the story to hear more about it, but the moral I will give to you now. What makes you successful can lead to your downfall.
In order to grow, sometimes you need to shrink.
Take on less and accomplish more.
When you are finished changing, you are finished. This episode was recorded on the 19th of May, 2025. In the show notes, you will find the link to our amazing homepage, the 101percentpodcast.com, where you can subscribe to our free, super motivational newsletter, and you can donate to our podcast. A small donation having great, and all the other information about subscription you will also find there. We share for you. Take care, be true to yourself and others, and give it your best. If you like this episode, please share it with a friend. It is important for us to get out our message so we can help as many people as possible. And we will highly appreciate it if you could take 1 minute of your time to follow us on social media and review the show on Apple Podcast and Spotify. All links are below. Our Instagram is the 101% podcast. Until next time, take care and go 101% into achieving your goals. You owe it to yourself.